The Golden State Warriors are about to pull off the biggest trade. As you all know, the Warriors are still looking to ship off Jonathan Kuminga this offseason, and I did ask on a poll yesterday who you guys think they should trade Jonathan Kuminga for. So in today's video, we're going to be going through the 5 best superstars that the Golden State Warriors can get for Jonathan Kuminga and how they can help them win another NBA championship. So make sure to like this video, and guys, 92% of you are still not subscribed to the channel, so it'd mean the world if you could subscribe to the channel, hit that red button down below. The first is to trade for DeMar DeRozan. Now, as you all know, DeMar DeRozan has been playing fantastic for the Chicago Bulls, but the Bulls have made it known that they are looking to send off DeMar DeRozan if the price is right. Now, DeMar DeRozan stands at 6'6", 220 pounds, and he's still 33 years of age, so still has a lot of years left in the NBA. Now, he currently played for the Chicago Bulls, and last season he averaged 24.5 points, 5.1 assists, and also 4.6 rebounds. So he did a fantastic job, and on top of that, he also averaged a 33% three-point percentage and an effective field goal percentage of 52%. So DeMar DeRozan is an absolute baller, and I think the Golden State Warriors could use a player like him, as the Golden State Warriors did struggle to find a scorer to go alongside Steph Curry. Klay Thompson, however, did a pretty good job last season. However, with him still coming back from 2 major injuries, he still wasn't completely 100% there. Now, I think DeMar DeRozan would make a lot of sense when it comes to him playing that shooting guard / small forward position. He's definitely tall enough to play small forward if that need be, due to the fact that the Golden State Warriors and also the NBA in general have really moved more into small ball type basketball. So it really does make sense when it comes to DeRozan as a player. He's a fantastic scorer, which we all know about, but he's also a great defender as well. Very quick on his feet, has very high IQ on defense, and I think he could really complement what the Warriors are trying to do and help the Golden State Warriors win another NBA championship as soon as possible. Now, when it comes to DeMar DeRozan, in order to get a player like him in this Warriors uniform, they would have to give up quite a few. Jonathan Kuminga would definitely have to go, but it is rumored that they would have to give up another star such as Chris Paul or Klay Thompson, and maybe even a couple of draft picks to make this trade happen. Now, whether it is worth it, I do believe that Klay Thompson may be on his way out this season, just off the vibe that they aren't looking to actually sign him to an extension, and they may trade him just before the deadline. So with all those things being said, it probably would make sense if the Warriors, if they decide to trade for DeMar DeRozan, would trade Klay and also Jonathan Kuminga and maybe a couple of draft picks to make this trade happen. The second potential trade is none other than RJ Barrett. Now, as you all know, RJ Barrett is a fantastic player, and he recently does play for the New York Knicks, where he stands at 6'6", 214 pounds, and is still 23 years of age. Now, he did a fantastic job for the New York Knicks, who had a great team this year and also made the playoffs, and he also averaged 19.6 points, 5 rebounds, and also 2.8 assists. Now, RJ Barrett is a great player and definitely a rising star. On top of this, he is still very young and still has a lot to prove in this league, but he is starting to cement himself as a very established player, not only just in the New York Knicks team, but also in the NBA. Now, when it comes to the Knicks, they are trying anything they can in order to get a bigger and better team next season, as they want to make the most of Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, and all these great stars. So there have actually been a couple of trade talks of RJ Barrett going somewhere else, where the New York Knicks were trying to get another star in replacement for him. So it does seem that the New York Knicks are willing to trade RJ Barrett if it is there, and a lot of Warriors fans do believe now may be a great opportunity to get this young star while he is still very young and also really starting to get in his strides when it comes to playing at his full potential. When it comes to RJ Barrett, I think what makes him a great player is not just his scoring ability, but his aggressiveness when it comes to scoring and his defensive ability. If we look at his three-point percentage, he was averaging only 31%, which is still good as it is the league average, and also had an effective field goal percentage of 49%. Now, he is only coming into his 5th year in the NBA, but I do believe RJ Barrett is still a very good player at such a young age, and I think with the right guidance with someone like the Warriors team, he would definitely get that guidance that he needs. Now, in order for this trade to happen, the Warriors would have to give up Kuminga like we talked about, and also since he is quite a young star, Klay and also Chris Paul may be on the table. Now, I do believe that Andrew Wiggins may also be on the table for it when it comes to trading for a superstar, in order to get someone like RJ Barrett, who's more of a young superstar. However, I do believe Klay or Chris Paul are probably the more likely options, as their contract ends more sooner, and the Golden State Warriors may want to get something out of them rather than just having them go in the free agency. The third is none other than Pascal Siakam. Now, this is honestly such an interesting trade because Pascal Siakam has actually made it known that he actually wants to move to another team, and we could could see him going, somewhere down the line. Now, when it comes to Pascal, he hasn't actually demanded a trade straight away, but he has said that, he is kind of looking around, and when his contract does end, he may look to go somewhere else. Now, Pascal is a two-time All-Star, two-time All-NBA, and a 2019 NBA champion. He stands at 6'9", 230 pounds, and is 29 years of age. So he's definitely in his peak years of having the great amount of experience, but also playing at his highest level. He's definitely an all-star type caliber player, and last season he averaged 24.2 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 5.8 assists. Now, this would be a big trade in order to make this happen, but Warriors fans, you guys have mentioned it in the comments that this is one of your favorite trades, and definitely someone we should definitely go for. Now, in order for a trade like this to happen, if I did have to give a quick actual, mock draft of it, I do believe that Pascal Siakam, in order to get him, Kuminga would have to be on the table, more than one first round draft pick, and definitely another superstar of maybe Klay Thompson, or even someone like Kevon Looney or Chris Paul. I think Kevon Looney would be more of a viable option due to the fact that Toronto would want to get something in exchange of Pascal that's in that power forward / center position, and I think that's where Kevon Looney could be actually on the table. Now, although we would probably have to trade a lot, you are getting a very young star, 29 years of age. Nowadays NBA players can play at their peak all the way until 34, 35 years old. So Siakam, you have him for the next 6 years playing at his peak, and I think he can definitely do it and help this team win. Pascal is not only just a great scorer, he's a great defender. His post game isn't as sharp as we want it, but I do believe in the fast-paced type basketball that the Golden State Warriors run, it would fit right well with what Pascal is and what the Warriors are trying to do as well. The fourth is none other than Patrick Beverly. Now, as you all know, Patrick Beverly stands at 6'1", 180 pounds, and is 35 years of age, but he's a three-time all-defensive player and is honestly, a great defender to have in anyone's team. Now, when it comes to Beverly last season, he actually did play with the Chicago Bulls, where he averaged 5.8 points, 3.5 assists, and also 4.9 rebounds. On top of this, he also had a three-point percentage of 31%, which is really surprising, especially for someone like Beverly, and an effective field goal percentage of 50%. I think Patrick Beverly can really provide a lot for this Warriors team, and I definitely think he can bring that dog mentality, especially for that second unit if he's coming off the bench. One of the reasons why I really do like this pick is to get someone like Patrick Beverly. The Warriors wouldn't have to give up too much, but I do believe you are getting a very valuable player in Patrick Beverly, especially even at the age of 35 years old. Now, Beverly is a great defensive player, but his offensive game has definitely improved over the years, and you can definitely trust him a lot more in the three-point line, which I think is something that can also help the Warriors as well. Now, when it comes to what he can bring to this team, he would probably be playing for that second unit. What I love most about it is that you have that dog defensive player in Draymond Green in that starting five, and then you also have now Patrick Beverly in that second unit with Chris Paul and with other players like Gary Payton II, which I think would be a fantastic pick for them, especially when it comes to what Beverly can bring. So when it comes to Beverly, I think he can still do a lot even at the age of 35. Now, in order for the Warriors to get him, I think Jonathan Kuminga would probably be enough, and maybe even a draft pick, maybe a second round in order for that to happen. But a lot of people do like this trade due to the fact that the Warriors wouldn't have to give up so much, another star, in order to get Patrick Beverly, and you get a lot of value in Pat Bevs, and still has a lot of years left in the NBA. The fifth player is none other than Miles Turner. Now, Miles Turner has been on the trading block for quite some time now, and the Warriors have actually tried to get Miles Turner ever since last season. So there is a lot of rumored talks, and I think Miles Turner would honestly be fantastic for what the Warriors are trying to do, and would honestly help them even go further, especially not just in the playoffs, but also make it to that championship time. Now, when it comes to Turner, he stands at 6'11", 250 pounds, and is 27 years old. Now, if Miles Turner was to join the Warriors, he would actually be the tallest player in this team, and I definitely do believe that the Warriors definitely need height. If we look at last season, especially in the playoffs, we saw that they lost against the Lakers, and one of the reasons for that is that they just did not have enough height to actually defend players like Anthony Davis very well, and I think that becomes a huge problem, especially for the Warriors, and that's one of the reasons why they did end up getting Dario Saric. So they did get a 6'10" guy, but getting someone like Miles Turner would honestly even make it that much better. Now, last season, Miles Turner actually averaged for Indiana 18 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 1.4 assists. He also shot 54% from the field and 37% from the three-point line, which is fantastic, especially for a big. Right now, the Golden State Warriors don't have a shooting big in that starting lineup. Draymond Green isn't really too much of a three-point shooting big anymore, and also Kevon Looney. Dario Saric is now a great three-point shooter, but I think adding someone like Miles Turner who can play inside and both outside would honestly make this team much more better. Now, in order for the Warriors to get a player like Miles Turner, they would probably have to give up quite a few, as he is a two-time block champ and he also was a 2015-2016 All-Rookie team. So Miles Turner, we'd probably have to give up Kuminga, maybe a couple of draft picks, and you maybe need to add probably a big man to that trade in order for that to happen. Kevon Looney may be on the table, or even Dario Saric may be on the table, but Miles Turner is quite a hot ticket item, and I do believe there is a lot of demand and star power with Miles Turner, and the Warriors would need to give quite a lot in order to get him in that Warriors uniform.